Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K rock and metal channel, and today we're going to be looking at and reviewing the band Not Enough Space. Yep, your faces say, oh, it's a band you've all heard about. No. Okay, so this is the problem. So the band, it's Not Enough Space, and the song is No Way Out. But now, because I don't know the difference, it could be the other way around. It could be the song's Not Enough Space and the band's called No Way Out. I have no idea, because neither one of them sound like they're actually the right name for a band.
Hardcore band, do you reckon?
What do you reckon, Andy? Not Enough Space.
Not enough heaviness is what I'm getting from them.
Okay, not enough heaviness. Okay,
whichever one you pick. What's the other? Not enough space and what?
No Way Out. See, No Way Out sounds hardcore.
Yeah, No Way Out is hardcore. Yeah, Not Enough Space sounds like a message that pops up on my phone when I'm trying to do videos at gigs.
It's the advert for Big Yellow Storage. Right, I have no idea. Let's go check it out. We'll share our thoughts at the end. It's 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Let's do it.
Illusions of my mind, this sickness never dies. I've left myself behind, can't seem to find the light. No way out, there's no way out. No way out, there's no way out. Illusions of my mind, this sickness never dies. I've left myself behind, can't seem to find the illusions of my mind. This sickness never dies. I've left myself behind, can't seem to find the light. Sinking into the mirror, wondering how I got myself here. I become what I fear. I feel the end is near. My reflection staring back at illusions of my mind. This sickness never dies. I've left myself behind, can't seem to find the light. No way out, there's no way out. No way out, no way back in. I can't believe I let it get this bad again. I can't believe I let it get this bad Sinking into the mirror, wondering how I got myself here. I become what I fear. I feel the end is near. Tell me there's no way out. If there is a part of me that wants to stay, I'm begging for a way out. I promise I'll try to change my fate. Illusions of my mind, this sickness never dies. I've left myself behind, can't seem to find the
There we go. So Not Enough Space and the song No Way Out. I'm going to throw it to Andy. Off to you, mate.
When it started, first sort of 30 seconds, I was thinking I'm going to really struggle to find anything positive in this. I mean, initially, I've just noted down great location for a video. Sisters, maybe even twins. I liked the clean vocals with the sort of like the harsh layer very subtly underneath it.
Yeah.
But when the harsh vocals came into their own, I thought, yeah, I'm really liking this. You know, prior to that, I got a little bit of Evanescence from, you know, early Evanescence. I mean, I'm can't pick a genre. Kirk will clarify that, I'm sure. Is it alternative? Is it deathcore? I don't know, but I like the staccato riffing. You know, the harsh. I mean, I like the sort of the contrast between the two girls' vocals. They work really well together. They work very well independently. And the more and more the track went on, you know, the more I was getting into it, and I want to revisit it and check out more from this band. I thought, you know, at the beginning I thought, no, I'm going to really struggle, but by the end of it, absolutely brilliant. Crap name though. We've established that No Way Out is a song title. I mean, that was apparent quite early on. Yeah, you know, they're not run of the mill. They're trying something a bit different. You know, the dual vocalists, the contrast between the two, very, very enjoyable. Nice way to finish the evening. Something different. Yeah, really good.
Kirk?
I'm starting to accept the new metal revivalism now, and it can be positive. There's an album that I'm intending to review tomorrow morning by a band called Dying Wish. They're female fronted, and they're taking new metal with hardcore. So it's like a cross between Slipknot and Sick of It All. Really interesting stuff. That, not for me. I don't understand why, from a production and engineering point of view, you would say, we've got these really heavy riffs. We're influenced by metalcore bands. Can you make us sound like a new metal band from 2000? Those guitars were not loud enough in the mix. It's like there was no aggression in the music, and it sorely needed that. The vocals were excellent, weren't they? They stood out. That's, to me, why I never got into Evanescence. It's all about the vocals and the guitar work. If you're a guitar player in this band, you basically have to put your hand up every so often and say, can I put a riff in, please? You know, I agreed to join your band because I want to play some heavy music. You're not allowing me to do that. I'm just having to play groaning fifth chords all the way through. So the drummer and the guitar player almost took over that song for a while because I think they were bored to death and just thought, come on, let's mix this up. Let's put in some syncopation. Let's put in some double kick beats. And that's good. It enlivened the mix there. Catchy chorus, heartfelt lyrics, passion, not in doubt. Musically, though, that is anodyne. It's sedate. They've really been let down in the studio. For me, it's overproduced. It's too polished. There's a lot of aggression there that could be coming through, which they seem to have flushed out of the mix. So if I had to listen to an album full of that, I'd be going into it, I have to be honest, with quite a negative frame of mind, because it just reminds me of the overproduced MTV2 mainstream stuff that really reached saturation point at the turn of the century. Why would you go back to that? You've got the tools. Clearly, you've got the chops if you're allowed to play in the case of the guitar player. What are they doing at the mixing desk? They've just fucking turned you down in the mix, so it sounds like pop music. Don't get it.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you on that one, Kirk, because you're not the audience. You're not the person they're targeting.
He's talking out of his arse, Dave. He's
talking out of his arsehole. Okay. The person they're targeting is people like me who did listen to that stuff. Now, the problem I have is I've listened to a lot of bands like this. What they're doing here, they're doing really, really well. The mix of the two vocals works really, really well. I mean, when it first came with the clean vocals, I'm like, I've heard this way, way, way too many times before. When the heavier vocals came in, I was like, okay, it's nice, but I have also heard that before. And this is my problem right now is the production. They are looking for a polished production. And this band sounds like bands like New Year's Day, As December Falls, bands like this, female-fronted bands with that style of guitar. The problem I mean, these guys have done it really, really well. But I've heard it way too many times to get excited about it. There isn't anything I haven't heard before. And now the problem is like for Andy, who doesn't listen to this style of music. In your head, you're like, there's something different there. Me, I'm like, I've heard this millions of times, so
That's
there
exactly
is
what I was
no
gonna say.
reason for me to go and listen to this band, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got all the New Year's Day albums, and I'm like, New Year's Day didn't really do the heavier vocals, but if you didn't have the heavy vocals on this song, this is a New Year's Day song, cut and paste. It's very, very similar. But they've done what I will say for this, and this is me being really harsh on this band, and I don't want to come across as being harsh, because they've done a really good job with what they are targeting to do. What they're aiming to do, they've delivered on. And for the audience they are targeting is not, it's the people that listen to their music, but probably a generation after me. It's the younger version of me who are in their late 20s, 30s who listen to that, not the person who's actually been listening to that sort of stuff for 20 years. Because unfortunately, I've already listened to this all, and you're just giving me the same stuff that is still out there. So I've got too many comparisons to listen to. And really now, when we listen to all the music, which is why it's interesting when we cover some like doom bands, for instance, and I'm like, that's really different. I've never heard something like that. And you're like, yeah, it sounds like this band and Candlemass and that. And I'm like, does it? Oh, okay. I thought that was quite original. All right, fair enough. It's not. But that's the difference, where if you get a new audience who hasn't listened to New Year's Day, this is really going to take off for them. But if you are someone who has been listening to those sort of bands, the female-fronted bands for the last early 2000s, the post-new metal, so as new metal finished and you got the female-fronted bands that were kind of coming in doing the crossover of new metal and bringing metalcore elements in, those are the bands that I remember that brought in all that melody. And what they did there was they toned the guitars down and they made them a bit more subdued and let the melody take over. So the guitars did become a second. It wasn't all about the riff, and that's what I'm hearing here. But that's what they've obviously targeted. But I think maybe change your band name would probably be my first thing to them. Get something that's got a bit more of a hook in the band name, something that's going to grab attention, because that really didn't grab my attention, the name. But I think, I think from a band point of view, they have got a lot of things going for them.
I agree with that, and I've tried to, I've said I'm trying to be more open-minded now, because one other thing that I was thinking about the other day, new metal really is the first genre that enters the mainstream that has this psychopathic aggression. I know that thrash metal and at the tail end of the 80s was starting to break into the mainstream, but it was never as big as. So new metal, if you think about it, there's no genre, certainly in heavy metal music, where you had really aggressive vocals that were just part of the fabric of this music that went on to sell tens of millions. So we should be grateful for that. And I always like to clarify this. Go out and buy that first Korn album. That changed music. That changed rock music. Never mind metal. It's so good, that album. Deftones, look how they've continued. What are they now? Post metal? Progressive metal.
It's amazing how many bands talk about like that first Korn album. I mean, when I was chatting to Zach Tell from Clawfinger, he was saying about how much that was a big influence.
That just changed metal completely. I mean, within 2 years, Sepultura and Machine Head have all changed their sound to try and to incorporate elements of it. So new metal, Dave, you and I were in the thick of this, weren't we? And I really started coming out of it by 1998. I just thought, no, there's too many clones of Korn and Limp Bizkit. I didn't like that stuff. But I can see where it comes back. So I'm just going to bring it back to my point at the beginning. That band I was talking about, Dying Wish, they showed you can take new metal's aggression and put it in modern hardcore, and it sounds amazing. Even Knocked Loose have some new metal riffs. Code Orange, but it sounds great. So new metal, even I want to say, you can't just dismiss it and say this was a low point of the genre. There were some good things in it, and I'm willing to say that now. But this, this reminded me of the bland third generation new metal. That's why it didn't do anything for me.
Fair enough,
Dave. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Sorry.
I'm not a new metal fan. I'm not a metalcore fan. So if that's a sort of hybrid of those sort of styles, and even a throwback to sort of the sort of past period that were sort of good in the scene, then it's going to sound refreshing and new to me. And your reference about the sort of doom song that you may or may not like, and I'm going to reply, well, that sounds like sort of early Candlemass. It's because we're not familiar with the style of the band that's put in front of us is trying to portray. So we've got a different view to somebody who's a big fan like Kirk.
Yeah. It's an interesting way. This is one of the reasons we do the freeway rather than just one person reacting, because it gives you these debates about these differences of opinion. So it does work that way. Anyway, there you go. Not Enough Space and No Way Out. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.